what it is. Hi,
Um,
people, we're back. His
uh,
stuff works. Yay. All right.
yeah, well, we'll see how long. Yeah. So, yeah, that works.
Uh,
All right. So, what I missed, did you tell everybody all the good secrets?
well, I told him how we were going to do a possibility of doing a slushy machine with the
Yep.
wine. And I was talking about how the Tsunami Day went.
Okay. Yeah, that was one thing I was going to talk about for sure.
Yeah,
So,
but me, I don't do good with that, chain of thought just spewing out all with nobody to interact with. So I was quickly turning into Garth and
that,
just eh.
that's how I get a lot. I always say people like, oh, well, you should do, like when I go perform, sometimes I'll perform by myself. And they're like, go do that at this event or something. It's like, oh, yeah, you could, but there's no fun in it. Like when there's not somebody there to bounce off of or talk to, and all the
Yeah,
pressure's on you, and it's like, yeah, I like I watch Mikey Mason and Darwin and these other guys go to festivals, get up on stage, perform by themselves, and yeah, they get to see their friends. I just I
well,
don't have that kind of confidence, I guess.
no,
You know?
nothing against Mikey, not at all, because he's a great performer. But you know, it's different when you're able to interspeed small sections of having to talk with prepared things that you can just go into for long sections of time. And with his music, he has that he can break into, he can sing that, and he knows it so well. He can be thinking of other things while he's doing that, and he's ready for the next bit that he's going to be doing.
Yeah,
And that gives
like
you a break.
talking McCoy and stuff like that too. When he goes and does it, like he'll go out, he'll camp out, he'll be by himself, and sometimes it's great. Sometimes that means that show's just a paycheck, which is
Yeah,
fine because it's a job. But I don't know. Even though it's my job, I still have a hard time of going like, oh, if it's no fun to go to that show, I don't know that I want to go. And going having to go by yourself, like we had to go do that Ohio show we just did, 14
right.
hours in the car. Oh man,
Alone?
by myself.
Yeah, it wouldn't be fun.
Yeah,
What,
yeah,
18 hours in the car by yourself?
14
14,
hours. But yeah, 14 hours. It's
14 one way, another 14 back.
like we got
Well,
to know a
yeah,
guy
but
doing there. It
that
was,
was the time that you should have been listening to that Dungeon Crawler Carl.
and I did. I
Yeah.
did. But the first book alone is like 16 hours. So yeah, just so you know, or 30, maybe it was whatever it was 2 hours longer than what I had time for.
Well,
But
yeah, it was either 14 or 16 hours
yeah,
because I just got done because Jessica's downloading and listening to those books now. And so I've been listening to them on the side as I drive around and, to my sites. And I just today got done with book number two.
I'm still on book one. I'm still at him finishing off the first level.
Well,
He's
yeah,
just
but
finished
come on,
the
I drive so much
yes.
every day. I do like
Well,
400 or 500 miles a day.
and coming back from Ohio, I'd gotten so sick that as much as I wanted to listen to everything, when you're not feeling good and you're uncomfortable, it pulls some of the fun out of it. And I was really enjoying that book. But
Yeah,
yeah, all the guys, Mac, I think's on book number 3 now.
yeah.
Um, and I think it's
I've read. I mean, I actually read it on my Kindle Unlimited because you can get them for free on Kindle Unlimited.
oh yeah,
Well, you're paying for Kindle Unlimited, which is
right,
like
right.
$12 a month, but that lets you read as many as you want. Jessica says the book is good.
Book is good. Yeah, everybody says it is, and heck, I think Tim and I saw some guy with Dungeon the Carl DCC shirt on the other day at the store too, and Tim even said the name. You saw the guy perk
Well,
up like who's talking, like he wanted to
well,
talk to us, but we
at Wizards Alley, they had a whole DCC display.
oh, I must
All
have missed
right,
that.
and all the books there. They had a whole display for it. And but as there's one part, not to ruin anything, at one part in book two where Donut, Princess Donut, is unconscious, and Jessica was talking to me at that point, and she was like, "I." She's not going to be, unconscious, for the whole thing, is she? And I was like, "Honey, if you see any Dungeon Crawler Carl merch out there, all of it has Donut on it. The books cannot continue without her."
I know at Anime Fest when they're announcing that they're doing a live action version of this. That was the
Yeah.
thing because I knew Oh, mother jumper.
It did it again.
Well, I'm gonna say I knew nothing of the books. We'll see if this spins out here real quick, but I was like, why would that? Everybody's like, that'd be really hard to do, and the cat was the hardest reason. Where everybody's like, oh, it's gonna be hard to translate that personality and all that power and all that, you know. Uh, and as I try to ask questions, everybody's just like, you'll see, because I'm assuming she gets even more developed than she is.
Yeah, she becomes more of her own personality, and the simple fact that it's pointed out again and again in the books because everything is told from Carl's point of view. All right, but Donut is smarter than him, stronger than him, more dexterity, more dex than him.
Yeah,
Everything except for Constitution, she kicks his butt on.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
but
one good quick kick to the ass and Donut's gone though, man.
I think
yeah,
Donut
because
had a
her
lot more
con
hit
is really
points and
low. Her
stuff.
constitution's really low. But and also the thing that they I think they keep that the author kept alive throughout the series is the fact that up until the very beginning of book one, Donut was just a cat. She only achieved her consciousness at the very beginning of book one. And so even though she's more intelligent, she's not necessarily more wise.
You mean at the end of chapter or of level one, right?
No,
Because
she attains her consciousness at the beginning of level one.
that's what that's what I'm talking about. You said at the end of book one, so that's what was
Oh,
going on.
if I did, I apologize.
Oh, yeah, I'm not very far in, so I was like, oh, is there like another level of consciousness I missed or something? Or
No, no.
Okay.
There's another level of sarcasm and snarkiness, but that's to be expected.
Well, that's about all I got out of that personality so far. But oh, mother jumper, yeah, it's just not going to let me back on. It looks like
Now, because you have that webcam plugged in now, does it give you a drop down of that webcam?
not unless I log out and log back in. I don't
Because
think
we're recording.
because we are currently
Understood.
recording. Yes, I can try
Yeah.
it if you want to give me 2 seconds, and we'll see.
Yeah,
And if
pop
it doesn't-
out, pop back in. I'll make sure to let you back in. Yeah. So for those who have not started reading Dungeon Crawler, Carl, that's the bookworm equivalent of Game of Thrones because of how much everybody loves it. But unlike Game of Thrones, the books are not released every 10 to 12 years like George R. Martin. They're released, I think they first came out in 2019 or 2020, and they've already are like 8 books deep. So it'll be it's a good series. I have read I think up to like book 5 or 6 that have been released. Why is he not back yet? Man, see this? He always leaves me hanging. But yeah, there was a display of the Dungeon Crawler Carl stuff at Wizard's Alley. So if you want to go and get yourself a copy of the book, just head on down to Wizard's Alley, and they will hook you up with the reading material that you need. And I think they have a few other things there that are DCC Dungeon Crawler Carl specific. Now it switched them back over to the A15. Sorry, dude.
Yeah, I'm sorry, man. It looks like it's not going to work. Might have to call it tonight.
Goodness.
I will see about testing it. We're going to have to test it out this week then, because like I say, I was just on here doing Zoom meetings and stuff on Sunday or whatever day it was that you came over. So it should be fine.
That was actually Tuesday. You were doing your Zoom meetings.
Oh, was it last Tuesday? So yeah, I haven't used the camera since Tuesday then, I guess. But
that was yesterday.
Oh yeah, yesterday. Yeah, fucking yesterday. Well, that's right. Well, the biggest thing I was going to push today,
hey, Jonathan.
we got the big Yellowbeards show coming up this weekend. I'm glad. I was going to reach out to have Yellowbeard on as a guest tonight. I'm glad I didn't now, because with this, that would have sucked.
That would have very much sucked. Now, theoretically, you can use the Riverside app on your phone, or I can send you a link, and you can use your phone.
Tim got it on his phone. We talked about hopping on doing that real quick.
Well, then hop on with that.
See what you got there, Timbo. Okay.
And or don't you have a tablet as well?
Not currently that I can use.
Okay, understood.
Yeah, it's I got to scrub all the porn first. You know how that works.
Yeah, I do. Unfortunately.
We let the kid use it, and we scrubbed everything for that, so it's not set up for anything.
Understood. Yeah. Plus, you got to get rid of that unicorn of porn, the midget on midget. You never see midget on midget.
I have looked. I haven't looked in a long time. And what people watching probably don't know is that's the thing. It's Daryl used to always challenge that. We'd be on stage making jokes that midget porn, whatever stuff, and he'd go, yeah, but y'all talk like it's a joke, but nobody finds that unicorn. I want to find true midget love. Two dwarfs that love each other and are, find it for me. And everybody like it exists. People would be looking during the show, couldn't find it during the show,
Because it doesn't exist.
I'm sure it does now. It's got to by now.
Can you send me a link?
Can you send Cookie a link?
Okay, 1 second. Invite via link. All right. I'm going to send it to your email right there. Guest. Let me see here. I need to copy that. And hold on. I guess I got to remove you and then resend it. There you go. You should be getting it in your email.
Boy, this is riveting stuff for podcast, I'm sure, but that's okay.
Hey, you know what? Sometimes you just have to see how the sausage is made.
I'm totally fine with that. I've been talking about that a lot lately, where it's at talk about what can we talk about on podcast? And I feel like such a fraud anymore because I'm just not doing it in as many cons. So it's like, I don't care because it's not like I'm inviting, like before when I invite con heads to come watch it and stuff. They still do. I just don't, I'm not trying to sell myself to anybody anymore. So I almost.
So your whoring days are over?
My whoring days are over. I'm fine with being just the old guy that sits back and I'm Batman from Batman Beyond, where he's just all grumpy and stuff. All right, we
need to maybe turn it towards. Can we go panoramic with this? Do you know?
Turn it sideways. Turn your phone sideways.
There we go.
All right.
Yeah, say it should auto rotate. Yeah, and then go ahead and join in, and it'll send me that you're waiting, and I'll pop you into the chat.
Oh, great. I touched something. Hold on.
Again.
Oh no! Don't turn on the camera if you're touching something. That's just
delete all the porn.
All right.
I think I'll just mute myself, and that way I can still talk and chat on here. I could actually.
Yeah, that would probably be best. Let me see here.
There's John. Hey, John, how's it going?
Let me see your mic. Let me see. I can mute you.
Okay.
Yeah, I can mute you from here, but.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. Let's let in Timbo. Oh, that's frightening. Oh, how does your wife love you? Ah.
I got some pictures on here if you want to see. Hold on.
Hold on,
there.
Little Beard. I am. You're muted. All right. And let's see here. Cookie.
There, that should do it.
Cancellation is on. Okay, good. All right, we're good to go.
Yeah, I just hopped out of the other. That makes it all easier now. Okay, now that we're halfway in, we can kind of get.
That's what we said. That's what she said.
Yeah. I did have a geekgasm. It wasn't true geekgasm this week. It wasn't like all the nerd geekgasm stuff normally that when I buy something, but I bought something for the whole group, and I'm going to hold it up. Nobody else is going to care but the group. But I got us new wireless lavalier mics, everything. I shouldn't say Frankie found all this, got it all set up. I just paid for it with the money that belongs to me. So, but yeah, we got new mics. We got the lapels, the headset mics. Everything can be run. I think we can go up to 4 hours of showtime without needing any more battery power. Yeah, we're kind of like big boys now, self-sufficient. And then with the portable mic system we have, we can do this not only like for smokers, but we can do it when we're like out on stage. We just got to get together and practice with them now.
Now you just need a portable speaker to plug it into.
We have one.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, we have the whole setup. We even got a soundboard that we can set up to it and do it off of. So yeah, we're set up for much better now, which is good. And pretty reasonable price. I'm pretty happy with everything. So
that's the main thing right there. I mean, I know that I know that Birdo was offering those DJI lavalier mics, but there were only 2 of them in the package, so that kind of
Right. Yeah. Frankie's dad hooked up with some great mics a couple years back. The problem with getting really, it's not like I don't want to get really good equipment. I do, but you know, we're 5 guys out on the road partying and goofing, and some of those mics are gonna get lost, misplaced. And if you lose a $400 mic compared to losing a $200 mic, $200 is a little easier to replace each time.
Now, Jonathan points out that the audio from you on the phone is much better than the audio from your laptop. So,
ooh, wow, sounds like shit.
So-
It sounds like shit from here, yes.
well, so
yeah.
my thought is that if we're able to get your laptop back operational, utilizing that webcam should have better mics in that webcam than what your laptop has.
Yeah, I'll just set up a station down here. I've been just, you know, going off the laptop and stuff. I need to set up a true just recording station. I got all the gear and stuff, and then that way I can
You've seen my little setup here where I have I just have a monitor with the camera right on top of it, and so I just turn around and there it is.
Well, see, I become a creature of habit. I get lazy because even when I got to do meetings and stuff, we get on the road and whatever. And even like with this, half the time it'll be, are we going to be down here in my office, or am I going to go up to the comic room, or are we going to try to go somewhere else? You know, is it too hot upstairs? Is it whatever thing you want to think of?
One thing we can't see on here, we can't see anything anybody writes.
The chat, I know that's what I was going to keep that on, but I didn't want to mess
Well,
up.
you can hop in and we can keep you muted, and I can like back you out so you can just watch the chat.
I might try that yet again here, but yeah, no big rush here.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
but you know, that was my geekasm, and I was happy with that because I've been waiting to do that for a long time. That Frankie's also working on for the website, which nobody will ever see, but a behind the scenes kind of app for us on it, to where we can hop in, look up toast, jokes, whatever we need to on the spot. Kind of like a Google Drive, but it's all WAG stuff within the website.
So you have material repository that is just accessible to you. That is
yes,
nice.
all our scripts and stuff, and all done through the website, which I dig. All right, let's see. I'm going to join in the studio with my mic off.
Okay, your mic off, and I should be able to shut down the video on you too if you come in with the video. So, okay, let in.
Hello.
It says that you're muted.
Hold on.
But we're getting an echo. Just turn down the volume on your system.
Yeah, I'm working on it. Gotcha. All right, there we go.
All right. So let's see here, and hide from session. There you go. All right, there you go. Now you'll be able to look at the chat, right?
All right. Yep. All right. Looks good.
All right.
So that was my geekasm. Anybody have anything this week?
I'm like I was telling everybody while you were gone, I'm really stoked about the game coming up.
Oh yeah,
I am too.
He's sitting here right now drawing his character, I believe.
I've already seen it to Daryl, and this motherfucker. So I spent 15 minutes drawing this character the other night or last night at home. I send it to Daryl. I say, "Hey, how's that?" Something like what we're talking about. 2 minutes later, I get an AI portrait back from Daryl of, yeah, here it is in color. As if it looked good.
Yeah.
Well, hold on. Let me. I just wanted to. Let me see here.
Well,
I'm going to share it really quick so everybody can see.
Prototype work, though. That's what DC is saying with the Lobo thing. You got to go with that.
Okay, let's go with
prototype
that.
work.
Yeah, but
yeah.
Let me see. Window. Here it is. Share. This is what Tim sent. It was a great sketch drawing of his Kazenti. And I was like, hold on, wrong direction. And so I just, AI'd it up as that way I could throw it on the character sheet.
You don't even know that he AI'd that. He could have just went in clip art somewhere. Somebody already made it. Well, all he's doing is going, yeah, look, there's people better than you out there. Tons of them, dude.
Nah,
Fuck.
I'm not gonna lie. What's up, honey?
I ran in here for Geekgasm stuff.
Okay, what's my honey's geekgasm?
So, the guild is almost to be the most popular ever funded. They are. I checked it this evening. It was like 5.5 million. So they need 5.72 to basically beat Veronica Mars. That is the most backed one ever. And then D23 was over the weekend from Disney, and oh my gosh, they had all kinds of stuff about the new like Marvel and all kinds of stuff.
They dropped a ton of shit at D23. Some of it was confirmation stuff from San Diego, but some of it was way just lots of new goodies, which I'm excited about. I'm a little pissed. I may have mentioned this last week. I don't know. They finally announced like all the X-Men casting. And it was a week or two ago, I put up from San Diego everything they were saying. And they announced that girl from, the girl's playing Rogue from, oh, dang it. There's some big new horror movie just came out. I can't think of it. If you said it, I'd know it. But she had said in an interview she would like to play Mystique. So the internet just reported that she was playing Mystique. So then at D23, they announced she's playing Rogue, which she looks like she's going to be fucking great at it, but the internet now is all pissed off because she's not playing Mystique, and that's what they were all led to believe. I'm like,
big fucking deal, man.
That's the only thing out of D23 I've seen that's pissed me off, but that just pissed me smooth off.
Yeah, sometimes they just need to have a Coke and a smile and shut the fuck up.
Yeah, quit your fucking whining.
Well, it's like they didn't even do bad casting. They just didn't cast the person that you would have looked good because that's the person you predicted. You know? It's like, piss a guy off. But
but you got to remember, a lot of those sites out there, they are just professional bitchers. All right.
Well, we talked about the AI thing about now how there's just groups out there sitting, waiting to jump on events for AI.
Yeah.
And
there's
it was something we saw in Me Too movement.
When I was hating on Star Trek Academy, there was this one website that I started to follow because I had heard that this guy, for the initial premiere of Star Trek Academy, he had just set out a Spock action figure on his chair and just live streamed it, and that got more views, people watching that action figure, than watched Star Trek Academy. And so I was like, well, I'm going to go ahead and check out this guy's site, and it was Nerdotic. Yeah, he is a professional bitch. Is what he is.
I do like him, but boy, he intentionally stirs the pot. Like he in turn, if there is some Me Too, MCU stuff out there, he's going to jump on it and tear
anything that could possibly be, contrived as anything. But here's the thing: it doesn't matter what. He will find something to bitch about and just ride that rail until he can get on the next bitch. And I don't like that. I like people who actually appreciate the stuff going on. And like I complained about it because, well, it was poorly written and poorly executed. That was my problems with it. That and how much can they have the Star Trek Delta everywhere? I mean, it was on zipper pulls. It was on the tile. It was on the windows. Everything was shaped Star Trek Delta. I got tired of the fucking Star Trek Delta. All right?
Because it's the only symbolism they have to put out there that people will recognize as Star Trek short of the uniform. I mean, the general public, I'm saying, not like fans.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I understand, but that was just too much. It was too much.
Yeah. Last week I was sick and in bed because of my leg, and so I was watching TV and I turned on Paramount and I said, let's watch some Star Trek, and out of all the stuff I could watch, Star Trek Academy was at the very bottom of my Star Trek list. I would rather watch reruns of Below Decks than
Below Decks is good. I like Below
Decks. Great.
Yeah, I love it. I would, but what I'm saying is I'd rather watch an animated thing than Star Trek Academy. The
Yeah.
story in Star Trek Academy is just so stupid and fucked off.
Well, to touch on the neurotic you brought up, I get a feeling like watching him, like he'd be really fun to hang out with and talk comics and shit, just with no cameras, nothing else around, just him. Because I think what's happening with him now is he's playing this character,
well, he's getting paid.
Yeah. It's almost like you're it's like I'm on the right or I'm on the left kind of shit.
It's like Joe Rogan. Before he got on this whole shtick that he's on now with the Roganverse, all right, his podcasts were fun. His podcasts were informative. He had some great guests on. I mean, they were some good stuff. And he got shit from all sides of the political spectrum. And he would call people to task on stuff. He'd go like, hold on, that doesn't make any fucking sense. And actually call them out on their bullshit. But
he represented the normal dude a lot more back then.
What?
He represented the normal dude back then a lot more.
Exactly. And I enjoyed those podcasts back when their only sponsor was Fleshlight. I enjoyed those podcasts. And it was kind of weird, though, that he would hand a free Fleshlight to the guests. It's like, oh, yeah, we have some in a box here. They sent it to us. Here's your Fleshlight. And
that's just polite to say and go fuck yourself. You know?
I liked Joe Rogan's podcast up until, and what am I to critique? I mean, what are we going to do? Compare this podcast to his? He's got a great podcast, but it's that he's once he shit got a lot more political. Once he and not just Trump, but once he had Trump on, it just kind of went down for me. It was all controversy when he got involved in with the whole Bud Light Muldowney thing. It's like
I think a lot of it.
Stay away. Go back to fucking cryptid shit and stuff, man. I like that way, but
I think a lot of it now is what will his advertisers advertise on, and what's going to make him the money. You know.
Yeah.
Well, didn't he get like $1 billion off of selling his podcast off to Spotify?
I don't know, but I know he's super, super fucking rich. Like he's never got to worry about
I think
money.
he got like a cool $1 billion off of it, man. He became the most paid podcaster ever.
Yeah, I knew he was the highest paid podcaster. So, but I miss, like, I've been laid up a little this week too with foot injury, and so I've been watching a little bit more YouTube, watch a lot of comic book stuff, but I've been trying, if my algorithms will ever decide to actually show me shit I subscribe to instead of whatever they think I should watch.
Right.
But like I tried to watch some of the cryptid stuff, and I got to watch a couple cool things, which I figured I'd bring up to Cookie because I know he likes that stuff. But I didn't know if you knew next year that they're actually going to grab Amelia Earhart's airplane.
I heard about that.
Yeah, I got to see pictures and stuff today. They actually showed pictures of it.
I mean, have they actually located it?
It's they've located. They even found out exactly what happened during the whole flight.
Now Cookie's gone. This is more fun than humans should be allowed to have. I'll tell you that right now.
Cookie had a call come in. Cookie had a call come in. No,
Okay.
They found out most of the problem they had with the flight on that was that she had lost the ability to receive communication, which was a lot of it.
And you need that LORAN receiving communication in order to triangulate your position.
Right. And they went through and Noonan had done a whole bunch of stuff to make extra precautions to make sure they got to the right area. But yeah, it's gotten so detailed now that they actually found out that, like, back when they were doing the original searches, they actually had a picture of her wheel sticking out of the water, and they didn't know it until now.
Wow.
So the Purdue Institute that originally funded her to go down there, they're funding an expedition to go down and actually receive, like pick up the plane. Because was it in 2024? They also, in fairness, they also thought they found it in 2024.
I've heard
with stuff, but they come to find out it was just rock and mass and stuff. But man, they said they had for sure found it. So, but this now they said they've laid eyes on it. People have laid eyes on it. So,
did they die on impact landing?
They don't know for sure with Noonan, but with her, she made it to the island.
And
they have a shoe there. They have her makeup cream bottle that she used to use for her freckles. She was using for something, they don't know what, but she was using for something on the island. they've got her femur, skull, and something else. And they've got, so she made it to the island and lived for a little bit. And then they got some other major piece of evidence too. But yeah, because they found the bones a while back, but they didn't realize that they would have, that they were hers because
they can genetic test that now.
Right. Yeah, that's what they've done now, I guess.
Yeah.
So they've.
I'm not up to date on it, but is this the same island they found the shoe on in like the year 2000?
They did find other stuff there, but I can't remember if it was a shoe or not. But yeah, they've investigated this because if you go back to amongst the, I think it was the third to last thing that she had sent in were actual coordinates, and it was coordinates for this island. But they thought that when she was sending coordinates, it was coordinates for where she was trying to go. It looks like she actually landed the plane.
Yeah,
Sent
she's
coordinates
good.
sent the coordinates from a landed plane, and then after she passed on the island, the plane got washed into. So it is just in shallow waters right by the island right now. They've got satellite imagery. You can look and see it. Yeah, it looks like a plane, but until they actually pull up the wreckage, we'll see. But they're pretty confident that this is like they even know how she went down and all that stuff.
For a second, I
like,
thought you were going to tell me, they crashed because silly girl put in diesel instead of unleaded. And then
they did say that there was a switch on the front that she could have done to override the antenna or something. That at any point she could have flipped it, and it would have saved their lives, and everything would have been fine. If only somebody could have radioed her to tell her to flip the switch, but nobody could. So.
Also, keep in mind, these two people, they were, top of their field. They were, she was an excellent pilot. He was an excellent pilot and navigator. So was she. But, after so long flying and being awake, you're just not operating correctly. Your mind starts to fog up. I mean, you should hear some of the stuff that Lindbergh wrote about his trip across the Atlantic the first time. He was not operating on all cylinders by the time he hit Paris.
Well, when I was watching that, Christy brought up, because I said they gotta stop solving all my favorite conspiracies, because they got a pretty good lead on Jack the Ripper now. They found DB Cooper now. So there's some of these that's like, holy shit, stop doing this. Otherwise, matter of fact, there's a Bigfoot one too that I'll mention in a minute. But I was like, they got to stop doing this because they're just replacing with political conspiracies that are too real now. Like everything's too real.
You need to go with what the top scanning radars have uncovered in Egypt here recently. That's a big talk. All right.
Are you talking about under the Great Pyramid?
Wow.
Oh yeah, and the possibility of a second Sphinx and all that stuff.
Yeah, now the second Sphinx, I have been pushing for that for eons.
Here's the thing that blows me away, guys, about the Sphinx is that's not the original head of the Sphinx.
Yeah,
and everybody's talking about the second Sphinx like it's going to have the same head. Mm-hmm. No. Well, not at all. I mean,
it's actually going to be a lion's head, because when it was originally carved over 13,000 years ago, it was facing the constellation Leo instead of what it's facing now because of the precession of the stars.
Right.
It's older than we know. And that takes me back to Göbekli Tepe. All right.
I was going to say, if we start doing pyramids, guys, we are those old men, which I'm all about.
Okay, so
we could be talking about the Roman Empire.
Here, Kristen said I had seen that they hadn't actually found it. I saw that they that it's in a pond. What I saw is it's just off the coast or just in the water a bit. So the two pictures I saw was the one from years ago where the water was sticking out of the tire, and then I saw the satellite imagery. Those are the pictures I saw. But those you can go online and look up, because I went ahead and went and looked them up.
I'm looking here. Amelia Earhart, plane found.
Now be careful, because you will find tons of stuff in 2024 when they said they found it, and it was not. But yeah, a couple of the other conspiracies. One of course, the finding DB Cooper was one that. Now that looks like that's probably everything but rubber stamped that is solved, because they got his parachute and all that shit. But one that I saw is I don't have the info in front of me, so I'm going to screw this up, and you guys might know better what I'm talking about. There was a race of Denisovan, basically, I think it was, that
Yeah,
they had
Denisovians, they're cousins to the Neanderthals.
right. So they had some for a while now that they just found more bones on,
Oh,
which
nice.
originally they only had like jaw bones and some teeth and not a
A
lot.
couple molars is what it started off with. Molars
Yeah.
and finger bone.
So now they've got a lot more bones, which shows that this now it's not Denisovan, it's a subspecies, an
Yep.
ancestor of Denisovan that I'm talking about. That because of the new evidence that they found and stuff, they're significantly taller than they thought, in a very different build because they only had bones from the head. So
Yeah.
now that they see that these things are like anywhere from 6 to 8 foot tall on the average, and basically what they found was a Bigfoot. Is what they found. A hominid creature, and I shouldn't say they found it. We've had it for a long time. They just found more bones, and all it is it's a humanoid. It's just an ancestor died off. Is all it is.
What blows?
But we have bones of them.
Well,
So
no, they're not actually 8 foot is what they're talking. What they're talking right now, I'm reading it, is it was significantly higher, taller than hominids of the time. But they were looking at 5'11" is one, and the other one is 6'3", which
Okay.
are giants compared to what the other hominins were at that time.
So basically, the argument now amongst the Bigfoot community is now we have Bigfoot bones. There they are. They're there. They're just old Bigfoot bones.
What blows?
But we show that there's Bigfoot bones.
What actually blows me away with all these different species of mankind in the past is they are very eager to call one cave where they found 6 or 7 bones. Oh, now we have a new species of mankind. How do we know?
That family been in that cave?
Exactly.
Yeah, I know.
Exactly.
How what? You broke up there. How could they what?
They could be inbred or
When
crossbred.
you just find one cave and like 2 or 3 specimens, and it's like, how do you know those just weren't the inbred brothers? They've been living in that cave for a while, or that kind of thing.
Okay, one is how much the different specimens differ from each other. If they are like right there, where you can actually tell nowadays, from genetic testing, if somebody is a close sibling or far family. And 2, if the two specimens differ by a great period of time, where if they're hundreds or thousands of years apart, then you have different ones.
Right.
That's a good point, because some of these caves were used over hundreds and hundreds of years. But some of them were not. And they will find on the same level some teeth, some finger bones, blah, blah, blah. I need more dispersed a group of findings than just one cave to call it a race.
This finding, though, is a perfect example of that, is that we had found stuff, and they already had a makeup of this. I mean, they had what these were called. These were and all off of very limited knowledge. And now we found more bones. That's all changed. Like everything they had before was wrong. Not everything.
And as they're going back, because they have these huge, repositories full of all kinds of specimens and samples that have been collected over hundreds of years. They are slowly going through those as they get funding and the personnel to do it, and are reclassifying those and finding, when they can, any kind of genetic information so they can get better classifications of these things. And so you'll find more things being, oh, this was misclassified. We thought it was, Archaeopithecus africanus, and it turns out instead that it's Homo erectus. So, whoa, how could we have known? And you're going to get those kind of things.
Yeah. You see it all the time, especially in dinosaurs and shit like that too.
But also the other thing is that you've got to remember the process of fossilization is very, very rare. It takes a whole lot of perfect things to happen for stuff to be fossilized, and that just doesn't really happen that often. So there's a ton of different species, tons of different variations of everything that just never made it into the fossil records because the conditions were not right for it to be fossilized. That's the reason I get really pissed off when I see they dig up another bog man. I'm like, leave them in there. How are we going to get fossils if you keep pulling out the damn bog guys? But anyways, that's me.
I think the frustration there is that it's that whole, like, when they'll find like just one or two like teeth of something, and then they're like, not only do we know what it was, we know what they did on Tuesday nights, and we know what their sexual preference was, whether they like missionary
That's what
or
I'm talking about.
and
They've defined the whole place over a jawbone, a finger bone, and 3 teeth.
Yeah,
they're so bad at it. And this is what there was this great episode of the show Bones. Remember Bones, the show?
Yeah.
All right. There was this one episode where where Hodges, who's super analytical, is teamed up with the director of the of that thing that they're working in, and they're going over some very, very ancient bones. All right. And the director's like, oh, and you can tell that they were revered, and they must have been, da da da. And Hodges like, how are you coming up with that? You're making up an entire story, and nowhere in this specimen does it actually. Are you getting that information? You're making this crap up, and a lot of that happens. I mean, there's been human remains that they have found that are only like 3,000 or 4,000 years old, if even, that they've dug up, and it's taken them. They've known and they've had them for over 100 years before they've decided, oh shit, this is female. We didn't realize this was a female.
Amelia Earhart, those bones, when they originally found them, they just assumed they were male bones, and they didn't. They just recently found out when they started doing the testing. So yeah, that same sort of thing.
Yeah, and so there's a lot of supposition going on, but for certain things like with let's say T-Rex and dinosaurs and stuff like that, they're able, if they get a complete enough skeleton, they're able to tell a lot of stuff based off, like muscle attachment points and all kinds of stuff like that. And there's some fossils out there that they've been able to find that has preserved skin, so they can actually see what the skin texture was. They can actually tell what color the skin was as well, off of some of these fossils.
A couple weeks ago. Yeah.
So there are the rare ones that they can tell that kind of stuff, and from those few rare ones, they will attempt to extrapolate, and that extrapolation will stand until there's new evidence that knocks it out. And that's how science works. Science works is you put an idea out there, and then everybody else tries to knock it down. And if nobody can knock it down, then it stands and becomes a theory. But if they can knock it down, then it's knocked down, and a new hypothesis takes its place.
Yeah, and I think the frustration there is just when they get too detailed with those theories off of little information.
Oh, I'm with you.
Like, you could tell they were a social animal. How'd you know his best friend's name was Paul? It's too detailed. Yeah.
Yeah. How do you know that this person was loved by their community just because how they were buried? We know that they were loved by one person because they were buried with stuff, but it doesn't mean the whole community, cherished them.
Well, and it reminds me a lot of like when I go do like a ghost hunt or something, and there's always that psychic there, or you just go see a psychic half the time. Most of them have that like, oh, I feel the spirit here. For some reason, they can communicate and get in touch with me more than anybody ever in history, and they've been around for hundreds of years. But I got this connection with them, and here's every detail about them I know, and I can tell it to you in less time than it would have taken them to tell me.
I always want to know, why is it that if somebody is reincarnated, they're always reincarnated from some noble or something like that? It's never, I was the shit raker at the castle. I'd have to go into the outhouse and rake the shit out. And one day I died because I got a septic wound and I had a slow and painful death, and nobody cared about me. Hi. Nobody has ever reincarnated from that.
The exact same thing. I went and saw one of Tim's psychics once, and I remember she wanted to do a reading on me. And don't get me wrong, I believe in a lot of stuff, and but most psychics that take money, I just don't. So I sat down with her, and of course she knew.
I would like to point out, most psychics that take money at the beginning, not at the end. Figure that one out.
I think what she knew about me is some stuff Tim had told her. I like werewolves. I like Ren fairs. So, of course, from what information she had from me, sure enough, I am reincarnated from a past life. In that past life, I wrangled werewolves because that was a job.
Oh yeah.
And not only did
Werewolf
I,
Wrangler.
not only was I a werewolf wrangler, I was the lead. I was the best werewolf wrangler they had ever had. So I wasn't just I was the werewolf wrangler in the city of Atlantis, no less.
Oh, you know
So,
why
yeah,
I choose Atlantis? Because you can't go back to the the city hall and get the public records there because
Yeah.
it all went under. That's the only
And
reason they say Atlantis.
it was just everything. I always hate when you talk to psychic or something that somehow like you were Hitler's right hand man or you were, like I knew Amelia Earhart and that's why I was interested in the video or some bullshit,
I
It
had
just-
one time I had this I forget what girl I was dating at the time. It was way back when. But she was like, she was at some almost a convention kind of thing. But it was she was like, "Oh, there's this person here who does, psychic drawings." All right?
Mhm.
And I've already paid for yours. You go in there and get it. And I go in there, and it's like at the end of the day, the lady is tired and doesn't want to do this shit. I don't want to be there. All right, and so she's trying to do this psychic drawing on me, and I don't know if you know this, but I'm kind of a skeptic. Uh,
No.
and I know about people who do cold readings. All right. And I know what they try to do and how they try to glean the information. So I just kept everything, I didn't do any try to put any emotion in my face or anything like that. And I gave monosyllabic answers. And this woman was trying so hard to dig up anything on me that she could put in there. She's like, "Oh, I sense you have a relative looking over, and there. Did you have, And she got down to the point. She's like, "Okay, is your mom's mom alive? Okay, is your mom's dad alive? Okay, is your dad's mom alive? No, she's not your grandmother. Okay, it's your grandmother on your dad's side looking over your shoulder." I'm like,
anybody's name start with a D, please. Come on, any,
Okay, if it doesn't start with a D, is there a D in anybody's name?
maybe a B. It sounds like D. Yeah.
oh, she was trying so hard, and I was just not giving her anything to go on. She was not a happy camper.
Randall said, you're in big trouble if the psychic refuses to take your money. Randall, when you walk in and they just go, "We refuse to serve you," I don't think it had anything to do with psychic.
No, if the psychic goes, "No, you're gonna need this more than me. You go ahead and keep that." You're barely gonna be able to make bail as it is.
I've worked with so many, faux psychics over the years at festivals and shit, and I there's still one I'm still pissed at for I don't know almost 30 years I'd say. We went and did the first year of was it maybe it's South Dakota or St. Louis something years ago, and this is when Kalen and his wife first got married, and we all went to a Ren Fair for the weekend, kind of like a honeymoon thing where a bunch of us all went and had a great time, and they do a psychic reading there, and we were Ren Fair performers, so I'm kind of like, do a solid. You're reading us in front of our wives, and you're trying to joke along a little bit. Kalen gets up. He's Kalen Nova, man. He's hung from here to here and this big around, and the women love him, and everything she had to say was like flattering. I'm just dating Christy at this time. I mean, this might have been the first time we went out of town together. I don't know. And I go sit down, and oh, yeah, you're no good. You're bad. You just start dating him? Yeah, not good. And like she throwing me under the bus. We're gonna have a relationship, and I'm gonna have a midlife crisis, and I'm gonna ditch her for a 20-year-old with a Ferrari or Lamborghini, and all this shit. And I'm like,
Hold on. The 20-year-old comes with a Lamborghini?
Yes, yeah. And I said that means
sorry,
it's
Christy,
bad.
I'm leaving you as well. Okay.
No, that to me, that's a fucking red flag right there. That's Dad's car or something.
Oh yeah. No, she definitely got that through the divorce from the previous guy that she hosted.
Yeah, the husband's insurance settlement that she just got because he disappeared when they went mountain climbing. But yeah, so all the time now, my wife.
It's amazing. No matter how much I put in there, he couldn't taste the arsenic. Anyway.
But still to this day, I'll get that. You found that girl with the Lamborghini yet, or whatever. Like 30 years later, my wife will, get around Kalen too, and Kalen Nova, yeah, he still gets that. But for 30 years, I've had to hang it on my head, and I just want to go, bitch. We're both entertainers. You could have done me a solid.
I hate to tell you right now, she wasn't 20, and it was just a poster of a Lamborghini. Sorry.
Like we started hanging out with that phrenology girl. You remember her?
Oh yeah,
She was always great about that. She
Tina Marine Poe.
she would read your head, do phrenology bumps on your head, and she would fuck with people, and it was
Oh,
fun.
yeah.
I loved the one Warner Brothers cartoon. I think it was I think it was Bugs Bunny, but he was doing the phrenology thing, and he's like, "Oh, you don't have any lumps? Let me put some on there." Wham, wham, wham.
Oh, how many lumps do you want? Oh, tour tree. That's what it was. I remember that line. We used to make fun of it all the time. Yeah, that was I just had his mind. The lion.
Yeah.
Seymour the lion. I think. Yeah,
Uh,
isn't it?
Well, he was talking about tea on that. The Seymour the Lion was.
Was it? Okay, that's
How
what I
many
thought it
lumps
was.
do you want with your tea?
Yeah, that's it. That's the guy right there.
Yep.
All right.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah, I was reading what
the good old violent
Mike-
cartoons. I miss those.
Hey, I'll tell you, having that in mind, hang on a second. Randall Avick, she only had oh shoot, I was trying to keep up here. The Acme versus Coyote coming out. I've been following that for a while. I am so pleased. I didn't quite realize how that got released. Because I don't know if you saw it got shelved by Warner Brothers.
Yeah, they did a Batgirl with it.
Right, they did a Batgirl with it. And what I didn't know, there was a third-party producer that come in and bought the whole thing for like $35 million or something.
Yeah,
So it
we
wasn't
gotta
even
support them.
Yeah, it wasn't even Warner Brothers that released this. It was a third party that said, "I'll put my money on the line for it."
Mhm.
And all the early reviews so far is like, it is the best live-action animation mix that has come out yet. It is hilarious. People are like, "Oh, we almost didn't get this."
I don't know. That
So-
Cool World was pretty good.
I was not a fan of Cool World.
It's a hard watch, man. I love it, but it's a
Yeah.
hard.
Yeah, Cool World, you got to be invested in that one. I was not invested in Cool World. I tried it. I even tried it. I remember watching it. It was the 90s. I was on drugs. It still wasn't enough.
Well, what about
Um,
Ralph the Rabbit?
Now, Hugh Fraser and Roger Rabbit, that's the
That's
best one
great.
that is ever. Yeah, but like everything Ralph Blaschke did, like Cool World,
Yeah.
he
But see,
did
I'm
that
a-
rotoscope live action shit like
Man,
that.
I'm a fan of that stuff. Fire and Ice.
It's good, but it's like with him, he always has so much going on in the background. So if you watch a Batchke film, it's like you'll have your characters up front, but in the back there's like people jumping around and doing shit. But when he
Yeah.
animates it, he doesn't shade the animation for the people in the background. So then it looks like people in the background are up front. So it's just a chaotic mess of shit everywhere. Love him, but if he took his animation and used the tools of today on it, it'd be fucking brilliant.
Yeah.
But he was trying to do shit he didn't have.
Everything he was doing was
The equipment
experimental at
for.
the time.
Yeah, I guess
Yeah.
that's the best.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No, that was good. I mean, I remember Fire and Ice when I was a kid. I remember watching Wizards when it came out in the theater because I had bad parents.
Yeah, Mama
And
didn't talk to you, really.
what? Yeah.
Yeah, Mama
Hey,
didn't-
Mom loved me best.
no. I was always Mom's favorite, wasn't it?
I can't remember. I think it was Mama didn't talk to you.
It was Mom always liked me best, you son of a bitch.
Bitch, that's it.
what
Right.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, and all I remember is I was 5, I think, when it came out, and my mom just dropped me and my 1-year older brother off because it was the 70s. Dropped us off at the movie theater, kicked us out, and said, "Go watch a cartoon movie in there because there's some cartoon movie called Wizards playing. Go watch that and leave me alone for a couple hours." And all I know is my world was warped, and 9 months later, I had a baby sister. I don't know how these things happen. All right.
I honestly, I say this to Chrissy all the time. I don't know how our generation, they tried throwing so many really stick rail thin supermodels down our throats with movies and stuff, because we all grew up with Frazetta, Batchke, all these curvy girl artists that like when we first started fantasizing about girls, it's from watching heavy metal and stuff like this.
Or the fairies from Wizards.
Yeah.
I had knocked the bottom out of that, man.
And it's
Oh,
look, and they keep telling us that we all are supposed to like all the time. And I get it, different people, different strokes.
And
all
guess
that.
what? I'm very
Come on,
short
even-
girl with big movies.
even if you look at Betty and Wilma, they had some thickness to them.
Well, I say this a lot with like you look at there's no thickness there. But you look at Gilligan's Island, Scooby Doo. You ask most guys, okay, if you had one girl on Scooby Doo, who could you have?
Velma.
Most want Velma. Not me. Most want Marianne. You know, it's that. It's. I guess it's just that.
Yeah.
You look
See,
at
I would have preferred
a lot of fucking maintenance.
I would have preferred to have Norma Jean over Marilyn Monroe.
Yeah, I get that.
I can understand that.
I get that, and it gets and I hate even saying this like on a podcast because we were watching some. Oh, I just watched a new movie yesterday. Oh shit, I can't remember the name of it. Something like it's about a girl who goes back after people that like raped a friend of hers in college and like slowly starts torturing them and killing them and different little things. And in there, there's those guys that are always the real nice college guys that are like, oh, to a drunk girl, it's like, I'm such a nice guy. You look so good without makeup. You shouldn't do that. And like just trying to get in her pants. And I was like, is that what we sound like every time we say you look good without makeup? And because she's like, yeah. It's like, oh, fuck. You can't win for losing because it's.
You know what?
It feels like that. It feels like every time you go, this is what I genuinely like, or what most guys genuinely like. It feels like you're doing that. I'm better than. Does that make sense?
When I was
younger, I remember one time, it was Jessica and I and her sister and a guy that her sister was dating at the time. We were at Christmas over at her family's house up in Manhattan, and Jessica put that classic, test out there where she looks at me and she goes, I want to lose weight. All right. I want to get skinnier. All right.
Oh,
that's
you're fucked.
That's a trap. We all know that's a trap. But I gave such a good answer that her sister turned and looked at her boyfriend and said, that's how you answer that. Because I looked at Jessica and said, I don't care how much weight you lose, just don't lose that ass. And,
wow.
Oh, Randall says heavy metal chicks ruled. Tarna is literally how I learned to draw. I'm so glad draw was the last word.
I'm sorry. Yeah. Tarna was nice, but I was more about that Jewish secretary that got sucked up into the spacecraft.
Oh yeah. Well, the round Tarna was great.
What about the chick that was with the taxi cab guy?
Yeah,
she was hot.
No. But if you want a heavy metal girl that I drooled over was not the movie, and Randall might know this. Druna from the magazine.
Okay.
The Druna stories
or the one that was in the segment with John Candy.
Yeah, that's the Jewish girl, wasn't it?
Yeah, no.
Well, John Candy was in a lot of segments. Oh, you're talking Den from Earth.
Yeah,
John Candy was in like 4 segments in there. He did so many voices.
You're right.
Yeah. So Den from Earth.
Den from Earth. Yeah.
Yep. That one was good too, and I liked her. I mean, let's face it, they all had very similar bodies.
I know the one you're talking about now, though. The one that gets sucked up into close to the end.
Yeah, the redhead.
Yes.
I think the thing about Tarna is she was probably the only girl that wasn't in distress in the movie. Like they were all like women that needed saved kind of thing.
I don't think the secretary was in distress.
I thought she was a robot, though. Wasn't she a robot?
No, I thought she was banging the robot.
Okay, that's right.
I thought she was on the run in that. I can't remember. I'll have to go.
No. She got sucked up, and then she met with the robot, and they hit it off and started banging bolts, and he's got the hand that rotated, and popped off, and then she ambushed him at the end when they're walking off, and she's like, "Oh, by the way, I'm Jewish," and he's like, "Oy vey," and it was a whole little joke thing going on there.
I'm trying to remember one of you guys in chat might know because that had John Candy in that and Harold Ramis were the aliens, and then there was the robot. Who was the robot?
I do not remember that.
I know that voice. I just can't think of who that was.
Oh, hold on.
No.
What I'm not going to great something, dude. When they were snorting up that stuff, man. Great.
No, that was Harold Ramis. That line right there, that's Harold Ramis.
Yeah, that was great Nyborg, man.
Yeah, but and from what a lot of that was just like the director was, I think, working with John Candy on another film, so they'd go work on that film, and he'd be like, "Hey, you want to come do some voices?" And he's like, "Yeah, sure, I'll come do voices." And that was so much of that was just ad libbed on the spot that day.
I think it was more along the lines of, "I got a big fat sack of Coke. You want to come with me?"
As a matter of fact, I think I might be wrong, but I think Harold Ramis and John Candy both came in off the set of Stripes to do that.
That's
segment.
what it was.
I think it was, but
That's
I might
what
be
it was.
wrong.
It was off of Stripes.
Okay, the
Yeah.
segment was called Alien Space Trip.
John.
Oh yeah,
Um,
sorry. Somebody could easily told us already in Den from Earth. John says it's a trap, Den from Earth, which that sucks because Den loved Den
okay,
from the
so
comic. And
John
Richard Corbin
Candy was the Death Sergeant, Dan, Den, and Robot. Eugene Levy was Stern, Edsel, and Mill. Oh no, this is that
Wait,
was
did
on
you-
the Stern one.
Yeah, did you
Stern,
say-
that's a hand over fist.
Did you say Eugene Levy was Captain Stern?
Yeah, he was Stern. Yeah.
No way. That is cool as hell.
And Mill reporter. Harold Ramis as the counsel in various roles. John Vernon, the prosecutor. Richard Romanus, Roger Bumpus, Alice Playton as Gloria. I think Gloria was the.
Lot of SCTV people. Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
SCTV and.
I knew Eugene Levy was in it. I just didn't know he did Captain Stern. That's cool. Because, man, trying to find anything that he has signed that is not Schitt's Creek or like, because he did the first Ghostbusters movie. I can't find shit from that. So I look on his stuff all the time. I've never seen him sign a Captain Stern thing. That would be cool.
That
too.
would be cool.
I'm looking through it. Captain
I
Stern.
did get this week an offer from a guy I buy stuff from online.
Yeah.
For
Eugene Levy is Captain Lincoln F. Stern on the Captain Stern one.
That's cool. That is
I
real
hated the one I hated as a kid was the B-17 one. I hated that one.
It's actually really cool to watch it as an adult now, but
Yeah.
to me, when I was a kid, it was just taking up time with the good shit. You know?
So I'm going to show this to Tim because I don't know that I can show it on our stream here. But
Oh, wow.
so that turn of the cell right there,
Yeah.
just this week, a guy offered to sell me that. So this is the cell when she's getting out of the pool. She brings her arms up like this, and it's just her bare breasts, and she's getting out of the water.
Oh,
Very,
wow.
very famous scene. He sent me an offer for it. The offer was, about 25% off. So $1,063.99
for one cell.
for one animation cell.
And you know what?
Wow.
I'm not buying it, of course, but
You're never going to find animation cells
No.
again. You know.
no. But eventually, a lot of that'll go away. As much as the pop culture market churns and churns and churns. You see every time. It's like those video games where you're trying to push the quarters off the side. Every once in a while, just one or two falls off. It's like that. The more slop they throw in the middle, the more fucking evil Winnie the Pooh slaughter movies we get. Every once in a while, then we get Starfighter falls off the side and isn't a cult classic anymore. Nobody remembers it, or those little things. Cool World will fall off and nobody will remember it. That kind of shit.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. It gets discouraging. See, Randall says Eugene Levy from SCTV. Alumni, which are pretty great.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, so you knew? I thought you were asking who Eugene Levy was. Sorry, because unfortunately, most people when you say it, you got to go American Pie. That's what everybody seems to know.
Well, he's in Schitt's Creek, like you said.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's in
Yeah,
Schitt's Creek.
yeah.
Yeah, but
Is that guy that's in that with him that plays his son really his son?
that's his real son, and
I
his son.
thought so.
That's the guy that wrote most of that stuff.
Yeah.
too.
In
Oh,
Schitt's
that
Creek.
guy's-
Yeah. Yeah.
That kid is fucking hilarious.
He is funny. Yeah.
Yeah. He pitched it to. I mean, that's the thing too with God. What's her name? Who just recently passed?
Oh, fucking his wife in that from Saturday Night Live and SCTV.
Oh,
and-
she died?
yeah.
Oh no.
Normally I could say it any day of the week. Damn it, she's so
It
awesome.
starts with an M.
Madeline Kahn. No, not Madeline Kahn. That's. Are you sure? Damn it, I can't think. We'll go here in a minute. And I'll bam. But
Schitt's Creek cast. Hold on.
yeah, Catherine O'Hara.
Yeah, Catherine O'Hara. She played Mora. That's right, Catherine O'Hara. She originally thought that Schitt's Creek was not going to go anywhere. That's the reason she did it. Yeah, she didn't really care about it at first. First she just, and that's the reason she just like played it to the hilt because she thought it was not going to do anything or go anywhere, and then it just turned into one of the things that she's most remembered for.
Didn't it make 5 seasons?
Home Alone. That seemed to be everything you saw when she passed. And
Didn't Schitt's Creek make 5 seasons?
To
4 or
me,
5
I'm sorry,
seasons?
Home Alone to me is as overrated as what is the Jimmy Stewart Christmas movie that the American
It's a Wonderful Life.
It's
Which
Wonderful
It's a
Life.
Wonderful Life is overrated, and
It's
it's
completely overrated.
both of those movies have their own reasons for being the cult classics they are. Mostly with It's a Wonderful Life, it's because it got streamed for free on TV. They could stream it for free, so every Thanksgiving and Christmas, when family was around, everybody ended up watching it because they were together and they didn't want to talk to each other. So they watched that movie because they streamed it and it was cheap. So the whole reason that's a classic is because TV stations are cheap. Home Alone, it did great. It's something that we remember from our childhood. Once we're gone, it will no longer, like once this generation's gone, it will no longer be any kind of Christmas classic. It'll just be a Christmas movie that happened once.
Well,
You
see,
know,
and that's the thing too is
being a big deal.
Things
Like
will
what?
happen. Something will happen to the Christmas Story too.
well, A
But
Christmas
they're
Story. They've already tried to make a sequel. It sucked.
They've tried to make 2 different sequels to it.
Yeah,
They
Lightning
did.
did not strike the same place.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it doesn't rewatch as good as it watched the first time.
Well,
You know?
like I always say, it's one reason I don't go back and watch some of the cult classics. Like I'll watch Flash Gordon a couple times a year, easy. But I won't go back and watch. I still am afraid to watch Escape from New York.
No, it's good. It's
I watched it, I don't know, about 8 years ago, and I regretted it so much. I was like, it's not near as good as I remember. And so some of that stuff, sometimes it's good just to have it on a shelf in my mind of how much I loved it compared to
Escape from LA is not as good as Escape.
Escape from LA.
No, it was not.
It did,
I mean,
but it
literally,
did.
Escape from LA. They just took the same script and
Yes.
just changed the word New York to LA. I mean,
Yeah.
it was the same freaking thing down to the vehicles that they were driving. You know, they they had the ornamentation on the front. You know, one of them was the Chandelabra. The other one, I believe, was a disco ball in Escape from LA. I mean, I mean, you couldn't get more of a ripoff of that than Star Wars Episode 7 was a direct ripoff of Star Wars Episode 4.
Now, when you talk of post-apocalyptic movies, though, I could watch and rewatch Mad
Hey,
Max
Frankie,
over
Hey,
and
Frankie.
over and over again.
watch what over and over?
Mad Max.
Mad
Now,
Max?
Road Warrior, I
Yeah,
can
what's
watch.
that?
Let me rephrase it. The Road,
Road Warrior, I can watch over and over again.
Yeah,
Mad
Road
Max,
Warrior.
watch
Mad
unless
Max
I'm in-
was a hard one.
unless I'm in a Mad Max mood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Road
Fury
Warrior
Road, like,
and
so I'll watch it over and
Beyond
over.
Thunderdome.
Huh?
What? I like
Road
Beyond
Warrior
Thunderdome.
and Beyond Thunderdome. Back to back those two.
Yeah.
I can watch those.
Yes.
Yeah, what'll usually happen with those is it's much like Evil Dead. I will get in a kick where I'm feeling a little Mad Maxy. I'll usually watch Road Warrior or Fury Road, which will make me watch one of the others, and then I'll go, well, you know what? I've been watching these. Let's go back and watch Mad Max again. Kind of just get it all refreshed. Evil Dead's the same way. I start with 2 or something, and then I'll always go back and watch the original, even though I know it's not as good. I just know it. But I love it.
I have to wait. I mean, because I cannot, and it's just me. I cannot stand watching something that I've already watched. So I will have to wait until I have forgotten most of it, and then I'll watch something again. Like all the Star Trek that I've been going over, you know, and rewatching everything. It was only because I have forgotten so much of it. It was like I was watching it new again. And
I run into that a lot too. And
Yeah.
growing up, I always watched, like, I do be working leather. You throw Flash Gordon, Ghostbusters, or something, and you just watch it and go. So, like, I bet I've watched Rocky Horror 80 times. Easy.
No.
But
No,
I can't do that now. Like, I haven't watched in years. So I have a hard time going back and watching stuff now. I don't know if it's getting older and going, I only got so much time left. But I've also noticed, though, Christy and I were talking about this last night, because Thunderbolts and Fantastic Four we were talking about. And I said, you know what? Those are both a little foggy. I need to go back and rewatch those. And those are 2 of the more recent Marvel movies I watched. But I could tell you all about Iron Man, Captain America, Hulk, all the Phase 1, Phase 2 shit. I can tell you all about all that shit, and I can barely remember the endings of these new movies. And I don't know
Because
if
you
it's
cared about the ones before. You don't care about these new ones.
I cared about
But-
Thunderbolts. That was great.
so now I've got a hard time going back and rewatching Fantastic Four because I'm like, fuck, I already watched it just recently. It feels like a waste of time, but I can't remember. Like, I'll watch a clip on YouTube and go, I don't remember that fucking happening. Chrissy goes, were you high when you were watching it? I go, I was probably critiquing the fuck out of
So
it.
talking about watching stuff, what do you think about the new Strange New Worlds? The last episode that came out.
The one in black and white.
Yeah,
They can't all be good. I'm
yeah.
sorry.
To me, it seems like they're trying to switch up. Like the Griffin was a haunted ship one, and they're trying to do all these specialty episodes on
Yeah.
every episode. They need to throw in a couple regular episodes.
Yeah, like
You know-
okay. I don't remember the first one this season, but it basically
The
started off
dinosaur
as
one.
what?
The dinosaur one was the first
Yeah, the
one.
dinosaur one. So that one was time travel. All right.
Yeah, that one was good.
All right, and then they had the haunted ship. All right, so
Which
that
one?
was Event Horizon. All
Yep,
right,
yep.
and then they had Party Time. All right,
What I liked that. It was funny.
yeah, it was funny. There was nothing wrong with it, but yeah, I'm going along with you. They seem to be going through, trying to hit all these genres. The one that they
Right.
just did was, definitely film noir,
Yes.
and that whole Sam Spady kind of thing. And
Dr.
it was
Who
very
went-
contrived for why everything had to be black and white. I mean,
Right.
it's the radiation. We can put down the shields, but even then, the radiation is getting through, and we're just seeing black and white. It was very contrived.
Doctor Who went through that for about 2 seasons where almost every episode was just like, here's our version of this movie. Not so much genre, but like, we're almost remaking this movie. And it was kind of neat for one season, but after that, it got where it was like, man, it's like we're just watching Temu versions of shit we love. I didn't like
am
that.
still waiting because coming up, and we know it's coming up, is going to be the Muppet episode.
Yeah.
And
But now that I'm okay with.
I
yeah,
am
I'm
so
fine with
okay
that.
with that. I don't know why people are being pissy about it. Bring more. There needs to be more things with Muppets in it. There needs to be more
100%.
remakes with Muppets, and and I
But
just
do
think
it right.
Muppets
Do it right.
are underutilized cultural treasure that we have.
I concur with that.
Totally agree, and it needs to be done right. And they've done plenty of shit right. Every once in a while, though, like that Muppet series in The Office,
I still have not watched that yet.
it has some good parts. My suggestion: watch YouTube clips for the best parts, and then you're good. But-
Well, it's like one thing that growing up I did not like was Muppet Babies.
I get interviewed. the guy
totally
that-
hated Muppet Babies.
in like 2 weeks, but I'm okay with Muppet Babies. I like the old original way more than the new. If you've watched the new Muppet Babies, they went on with a little I guess
Nostalgia?
what is the best word now, away from nostalgia. I mean, like they replace Scooter with a totally just made up character. It just
Nah.
You watched that
not my
Muppet series they had on Disney a while back, a couple years ago.
Muppet Mayhem.
Yes,
Oh, short of me not liking the main actress, and she did fine in it.
I
so
loved it.
that series was great. Love
Yes,
that. So
I don't know why
I
they
tell
shut it
Daryl all the
down.
time that he needs to watch it because
Yeah, Daryl, it's good.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's really
because
good.
I'm a huge fan of Rolf and Dr. Teeth and the Electric Mayhem.
yeah, and it is definitely if they tell Dr. Teeth's origin and all that shit.
Are
and,
you not a huge fan? Or are you
Oh,
giving me shit? Or are you
no,
really?
he is.
No, I
Okay, 'cause
am.
you gave me that. Okay. Well,
Yeah.
then I'll subtract that.
Yeah.
Matter of
Yeah,
fact, at
he-
one point I was like, he needs to go because they'd stopped doing Rolf's voice for years. Like,
He would make
after-
a good Ralph.
after
Motherfucker even looks like Ralph.
Henson passed, they just didn't do Ralph for years, and I was like, oh, that Daryl needs to go do Rolf's voice, and they end up getting it now. Now there is one, but for
Yeah,
a good long
and-
time,
and-
we just didn't have-
To get the Rolf voice down, I actually have a phrase that I have to say, and then I can pop into the Rolf voice.
Let me hear it.
I was saying, what was it? It was, in a dog's world, the dog has to do what a dog has to do. Yeah, and then I can start going into that. Just like in order to do the the Shrek voice, I have to say donkey first, and then I
Donkey,
can,
yeah,
yeah.
we do it that way. We at St. Louis, it would get Bill Messina will get up on stage and he tells his Scottish stories, and he's always, when he starts telling a Scottish joke, he kind of tries to do a Scottish accent, and oh god, that was how we'd fuck him every time. Yeah, no, you're not doing the accent right. Yeah, Bill, start it with donkey. Like
Donkey.
the audience
What are
would get
you
it.
doing, donkey? Yeah, you got to. You have to start with donkey.
Yeah, so sometimes he'd just get up and he'd look back at us, and half of us would go donkey just to fuck with him. I miss those days.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well,
which
gentlemen, it is 8:30.
yeah, we had streaming
Many
problems.
technical difficulties.
That's why we're doing it on the phone. I'll get it all set up for next week. Next week, I believe, which I haven't reached out to him yet, and if he's still on here, because I had to check with Richard, make sure we're all good. We're gonna try to get our buddy Randall on here to talk about ICT Comic Con.
Randall, that was just on here, Randall?
Randall is just on here. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Get on here because, yeah, of course, he's always got a million stories. Find out what's going on with his comic that he's producing, shit like that.
Mhm.
And be working ICT, and so we've had him on before. He's fun to fuck with. So, all right. Oh,
right.
real quick. So, what we got coming up, guys? Sorry, I forgot to mention. I'll go through them quick. This weekend we will be in Kansas City at Yellowbeard's Pirate
Below decks party.
It's stagger, crawl.
Crawl. And it's just going to be a fucking party, really. I mean, I think we got 3 burlesque dancers, like 2
Dog
bands,
before
2 comedy groups.
Bonnie Way.
Yeah,
We got Mick, Brian
yeah,
Price.
doing the MC work. So yeah, it should be a good fun time.
Oh, that's going to be a blast.
Yeah, we just did Tsunami Game Day, which was fun, and we appreciate BAM letting us come up. ICT Comic Con is the weekend after that here in Wichita, Kansas. Then the following weekend, we will be at Big River Steampunk Festival in Hannibal, Missouri. That is also, of course, Dragon Con, opening weekend of KCRF. Following weekend, Salina Comic Con is happening. And then I believe the 26th, 27th will be Great Plains Fall here in Wichita. And that's what I got locally.
Excellent.
All right. We'll see you guys out there.
All right. Love you. See you. Bye.